Good morning, good morning. Good morning, YouTube. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to everyone on this platform. Shout out to the YouTube streets. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to my support team. And shout out to some of my YouTube creators. This is your home girl. Oh, Barbosa. 914 Westchester County, New York, coming to you with another live video. The BT1000 is wide awake. It's another day. I believe today is Thursday. Tomorrow will be Friday. So we're close to the weekend. Shout out to the chat. Yeah. So last night, you guys, right? I'm going to tell you what I did when I got home. When I got home, I got myself together, squared away. I went to sleep for a few hours. After everything was done and squared away and finished with, I got back up and listened to what was going on these YouTube streets. And Moonlight was on. Shout out to Moonlight. She had a good video. And she's right. When she ended that video, she was right about everything she said. And I agree with her. And she's absolutely 100% right. Because a lot of people in this sector, on this platform, a lot of us, we make the mistake of giving people the benefit of the doubt. We make the humble mistake of giving people the benefit of the doubt. We give people chances to do their thing. They talk their shit, to do their thing, to be whoever the fuck they may be. Shout out to the chat. And there has been some goofies that have been on this app that maybe nobody should had given a chance to. Maybe nobody should had listened to. Shout out to the chat. And she gave the examples. 2 men. One that was on these YouTube streets and another that is here now. And I think I said this a few days ago in a video I did early this morning. I think I said the same thing a few days ago, earlier this week, on my own channel. And there's a lot of men in the sector who gave the Predator 101 a lot of flack, a lot of whatever a man has to offer another man. That's what men do. But one thing cannot be excused. And I don't mean no harm. No, I do mean some harm. I do mean some fucking harm. Because Predator 101's paperwork was read out 2 years ago on this platform. And a lot of the men in the sector swept it under the fucking rug. they didn't say anything. Only time they got ready to say anything about anyone is when they got mad with him, when they became displeased with him. That's the only time that paperwork was found, read over and over and over. And we got some assholes in the sector that took up for this dude, protected him, regardless of what was being displayed or read on this platform. He was exposed on this platform. And there was a lot of men that swept the shit under the fucking rug. They didn't want to say anything. And then they decided to do it whenever they got mad with him or when they fell out with him. But what was the issue before? Why didn't you say anything before? They're talking about Connecticut and Virginia. So this dude is a twice loser. He committed the same offense twice. He was on the sex registry for almost 20 fucking years. And a lot of you dudes swept it under the fucking rug. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Don't try to deny it now. I see you. But I'm going to tell you something. I find it very interesting that nothing was said about this dude until people got angry with him. This dude was running around on these YouTube streets with moderator wrenches, sitting in people's chats like he didn't do a goddamn thing. Like he didn't commit these offenses. People kept quiet. There was a whole lot of you in the sector that stayed fucking silent and quiet. It was like you were a ghost in the fucking room. That's what it was. And you can't deny it. You can't say no. That didn't happen. No, let me explain. No, it is no fucking explanation. You knew. You heard the charges being read. You know that he committed it twice. And if he did it twice, he probably did it more times than that. But he just wasn't caught. Just like a whole lot of you that are in the sector who probably got the same jacket he fucking got, but we just don't know about you, but we know about him. We know about him, but we don't know about some of you. And I have watched on this app when women come out and speak their mind or give their opinion or do their own commentary, which may not be popular for some of you men in the sector, so-called men, males, beta males. Guess what happens to those women? They get doxxed. They get stalked. They get harassed, cyberbullied, day in, day out, week after week, month after month, and sometimes a couple of years. when certain things are said by certain women in the sector, all of a sudden, people find where they live at, they find out what kind of work they do. All of a sudden, people are concerned about who this woman's neighbors are. And then there's a whole big doxing party happening. These women are exposed not for being creeps or criminals or weirdos. The women get exposed or cyberbullied and harassed and stalked and fucked with just for having a fucking opinion. And just for being who the fuck she is. Because there's a whole lot of women in this sector that are not doormats. They're not pushovers. They're not nobody's fucking victim. They're not your punching bag. And we've seen it over and over and over again with certain men in the sector get angry with a woman for having a fucking opinion. What happens? The woman becomes like Joan of Arc. All of a sudden, she becomes Joan of Arc. All of a sudden, she becomes Maria Antoinette. That's who she becomes. She becomes a sacrifice. And usually, her image is held up as an example to the rest of us. Don't you get out of line. Don't you express an opinion. Don't you dare open your fucking mouth. You better be silent. You better shut the fuck up. You better be quiet. And I can say from the bottom of my heart, Cape Verdean heart, we got a lot of women in this sector that got a lot of heart. They got a lot of courage. They have a spine. Shout out to the chat. Good morning. Good morning, Lou. Good morning, Just Jay. Good morning to everyone that's in the chat. Good morning to you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for supporting this channel. We got a lot of shit going on in the sector. Not only with the Predator 101, but a few more others who have the ego of Marcus Wesson, who has the ego of a lot of men that has gone down in history as being villains. You know how many serial killers have been caught by the authorities? And most of those serial killers' victims are women. Son of Sam, all of his victims were women. Ed Kemper, victims, women. Marcus Wesson, victims, women. And the list goes on and on and on. And a lot of these serial killers, some of them were never caught by the authorities. They were never apprehended by law enforcement until they got in touch with law enforcement. The BTK killer went 30 years committing his crimes. He was only convicted of a few murders, maybe 7, maybe 10. Sometimes we lose count. But he's a good example on how the authorities don't be looking, don't be doing their fucking job, don't give a goddamn about the people that were murdered until he got in his feelings and decided to contact the police himself, and that's how they was able to catch the BTK killer. Same thing with Ed Kemper. Same thing with a lot of these serial killers. Shout out to the chat. If you are a woman in this sector and you have the nerve to be who you are, to have the courage to open your mouth and express an opinion, there's no doubt in my mind what the men in the sector will do to you. How they will put you on Front Street. How they will disrespect you. But the men that are real criminals, the ones that are real concern for alarm, they're not even talked about. And when they do get talked about, it's only because somebody got angry. That's the only reason. There's some people in the sector that would disagree with me. I dare you to disagree. Because I'm tired of your bullshit. You're not going to trick me. You're not going to manipulate me. And you're not going to shut me the fuck up. You're not going to silence me. And I'm sick and tired of how they treat the women in the sector with a lot of disrespect. The way Ronald Jones got on that link and went at Moonlight like the way he did, with his sarcasm, with his bullshit, people when he appears. When certain people hit certain links, the audience disappears. And everybody knows it's true. And everybody knows it's true. He's an empty-headed, he's an empty vessel person. He has no true brain power. And a lot of you give him audience. And I find that very interesting. Shout out to the chat. Am I right or am I wrong? We got a motherfucker on his app who works at a fucking Goodwill somewhere in Georgia. We're not going to say alleged. Yes, it's in Georgia. And he is on these YouTube streets threatening people, giving people a hard time, harassing quite a while. He's been doing it for quite a while. and he works at Goodwill. Oh my goodness. Last time I heard, he was an employee for Goodwill. Sometimes people don't hide who the fuck they are. They tell you who the fuck they are when they first appear on these YouTube streets. That's why I'm thankful to the people that have been with me since the first day I ever did a fucking video on this platform. I got 5 people riding with me, been riding with me for years. Some people been riding with me before I even did my first video. Shout out to the chat. A lot of you don't know that, did you? Because before I created a channel, I sat back in the audience and listened. I learned what YouTube was back in the day. Some of you have also been here a long time. A long, long time. And a lot of times I don't get up here and be just talking about anybody. No. I mostly talk about me. Because I'm the most important person in my life. But when I saw and heard what happened last night, I said, oh, hell no. I can't stay silent no more. I paced the floor until 1:30 this morning. I said, I gotta say something. I can't let this go. I can't forget that it fucking happened. And she's right. Those of you that was in the chat, in Moonlight's chat last night, you know exactly what I'm talking about. She is absolutely right. We as a people need to start doing better. I don't mean no harm. The black community is filled up with people who are considered a cesspool, people that are considered a disease, people that are considered a plague in our community. How many of us grew up in a situation where we knew that there were active sex offenders in the community? A lot of us grew up with them in our families. We were told not to say anything. What happens in the house stays in the house. Don't you dare tell anyone. This is a secret. No one can know. Be quiet. Don't say anything. Pretend it didn't happen. I was a victim when I was a child. I refused to be a victim anymore. I stayed silent when I should have talked up. And when I did talk up while I was young, I was punished for doing so. I was excommunicated. People were happy when I went into the fucking penitentiary, because that meant I would disappear. I was considered a problem. That's why I will never leave the LGBTQ community. I will never leave. Because they were the ones that encouraged me. Go ahead, Arabia. Tell your story. We think we got Queen Regina up here saying, tell your story. Shout out to Queen Regina for making that catchphrase. And Ronald John should have been quiet. If he was going to hit the link, he should have hit the link to support Moonlight. No, he would try to sideswipe someone. And she had dropped him, and then she ended the video. But not before she had her last few words. And I could hear in her voice that she was frustrated, that she was angry, that she was hurt, that people in the sector would try to destroy her and then turn around and said it was her fault. Try to blame her for what the fuck they did. She ain't the only one that went through it. We watched what DMD tried to do to some of the women in the sector. We watched Garrett. We watched Biz. And Sis has done it too. People they disagree with, they might argue back and forth with a male for a little while, but they really, people know I'm telling the truth. People know I'm telling the goddamn truth. Let me say it again. Let me say it for the people in the fucking back. When a woman in this sector, on this platform, gives an opinion, expresses her thoughts and her feelings on this platform, she is not rewarded. She is not cheered. She is put on a chopping block somewhere. The doxers, all of a sudden, the doxers come out. I don't give a fuck if people know where the fuck I live. Because you're not going to do shit to me. And I have watched them dox women on this platform, talk about them day in, day out, day in, day out. I watch them do it. They did it to they did it to Soulfly. We got clowns on this app that took Soulfly's avatar or one of her dead relatives' avatar and use it as an avatar when they come into the fucking chat somewhere. We've seen it been done. They don't have the same energy for the men in the sector as they do for the women. And shout out to the chat. Everybody knows I'm telling the goddamn truth. They're going to say, well, don't listen to Arabia. Arabia is losing her mind. Arabia is a known drunk. Well, I'm not drunk today. I haven't had a drop of alcohol in 2 months now. So you can say what the fuck you want. And I'm sick of it. Watch DMD go after certain women in this sector on this platform. He went after Sister T day after day. He went after Queen Regina day after day. He went after Moonlight. He went after 504. He went after True Essence. Month after month after month. And nobody said nothing. Everybody was laughing. Some of us didn't laugh. Some of us stayed quiet. And when I took my last drop of alcohol, I knew the real me was going to show up more often. I thought hiding behind a bottle was going to take away all my problems. I thought if I just pretend. But even when I started speaking up, motherfuckers started coming. You started coming. I saw you. And I'm not going to forget. We've had women in history be punished for just speaking up for their rights or trying to protect other people. Look at what they did to Winnie Mandela. Look what they did to Fannie Lou Hamer. Look what they did to Harriet Tubman. Look what they did to Sister Shakur. That's right there in Cuba. She can't come back home. They lied on her. This woman is a senior citizen living in another country in exile. She can't come home. Not because she picked up a gun, because she dared to tell America, you are wrong for your Jim Crow. You are wrong how you treat black people in this country. Where are those voices? Where are those heroes now? Where are they? Some of them are dead. But those that are not dead, you better speak the fuck up. Some people on this app told other people, if Arabia becomes too entwined with her own anger, Arabia gonna blow her own brains out. Arabia gonna self-destruct. We don't have to do anything. We can just watch. I'm still here. But they're hoping I would be silent soon. I don't live in a world where I'm surrounded by thousands and thousands of people and don't take advantage of the moment. But I be damned if I don't say something now. I've been saying something. When these men started disrespecting the women in this sector, I've been said something. But I had the help of Sally Alcohol. I had the help of a bottle. Now that there is no bottle, there is no alcohol, what you gonna say now? How you gonna say it? Because the real me is here. And the real me ain't gonna be quiet. I'm gonna come back day after day after day after day after day. Shout out to the chat. There ain't gonna be no tippity typey. Because if you disrespect me and I'm subscribed to you, guess what? I unsubscribe. If I had a membership with you, the membership is canceled. I make sure of it. That's what you get for talking about me. And I invite everyone else, if they disrespected you, cancel your support for them. And we don't have problems from the women so much in this sector. We don't have it. There was a time when we was getting ready to band together, and the men had something to say about it. They hated the idea. All the women in the sector getting together, standing under one umbrella, having conversations that mean something, not empty gossip, about real issues, real problems. And there were some people that didn't want that to happen. I watched brown-skinned lady be disrespected in the sector. I watched Moonlight be attacked. Miss 504, Sister T, Queen Regina. And some of the women that don't have channels, you're just a subscriber or you're moderating someone else's chat, and I seen when you speak up or you have questions, what do people do? They block you. They talk shit about you. They have people voting against you. And it really hurt me. At first I said, I'm not going to let it bother me. But it's been sitting with me and sitting with me and sitting with me for over a week now. And I said, I'm not going to let it bother me. But what was going on, what was happening? The march against Arabia Barbosa was starting. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a fuck anymore. Because too many women in the sector that had a loud voice are slowly being silent. Not because they choose to. It's because they're being drowned out by the bullshit that's going on in the sector. The doxing needs to stop. What the fuck you doing? Calling somebody's job, harassing the person. The fuck are you doing? Putting people's dead relatives up there on the screen and talking about them. I was warned a few weeks ago about another YouTuber when I went live on my StreamYards. I was warned then. Saudi Arabia, be careful what you're saying about you. Not so much what you're saying about someone else. Be careful what you're saying about you. Because now they're coming. Because you don't hate like the way they hate. You may have done it in the past, but it's over with, and people are trying to resurrect something from the past. They think if they can do it enough, you will self-destruct. They won't have to do anything. anything happens to me, my 5 will carry on. They silent now, but they gonna show themselves. Shout out to the chat. I promise you. I promise you. I had to go live a few days ago, and I had to post a picture of an enemy. Someone that came in and tried to destroy people in my family. It divided. Some of us were already divided, but it really put a real division where some of us were trying to be strong and hold on to each other, but that really destroyed us. I can't bring her back from the grave. If I could, I would. She was more of a help, an asset to people in the community. He took that away when he took her life, and she had an order of protection. Moonlight was right when she said, we as a people need to be more careful, more selective of who we support. Stop being blind to what's in front of you. Everyone knows who I am. I never hid who the fuck I was. Everyone knows what I look like. I came up all the time. But I'm just coming back to when the person had hit my link and came up and spoke to me in quiet tones, just like what I'm doing right now, and said, Arabia, be careful. They coming. Before that person even hit my link, I was warned over a year ago. Be careful of who you support, because their enemies are gonna come. If I got an issue with another YouTube creator, I'm not gonna take it out on your subscribers, your support team, your supporters. That's not my aim, because they weren't the ones that did it. My concern, my issue, my target is whoever offended me. That's what I'm going to do. And I know there's others out there that are being quiet. They're being silent. There's no time to be silent anymore. There's no time. We got to speak up. And I want to thank all the women that was in Fats TV chat that evening. Me and Will T got into it. I want to thank all the women and all the men that spoke up. I want to thank all of you that support this channel, whether I'm wrong or right. And a lot of times, if I'm wrong about something, ain't nobody shy. Ain't nobody shy. They can get up and say, Arabia, you wrong. Or Arabia, that's not true. There's only been a few that has done that in the sector. That shit that happened between me and True Essence, only a few said something. Some people laughed. Oh, they enjoyed 2 women going at each other. They enjoy two women trying to destroy each other. But when their plan didn't work, what happened? What happened? Everything got quiet, right? Okay. Shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. I want to thank everyone that came in into the chat this morning. If I called your name, whether I called your name or not, I want to personally take this time out to thank you. I want to thank you. Even though maybe you couldn't understand everything I was saying, anything, because I'm watching it happen over and over. Women giving other dudes in this sector a voice, letting them hit their platforms, letting them sit on the panel, and these people just totally like disregard the host. And it happens more to the women than it happens to the men. And everybody fucking knows it. Everybody fucking knows it. So good morning, Just Jay, Lovelace, VA, Lou, Jenkins. Good morning to everyone that's coming to my chat this morning. Uncle L, thank you for coming in. See, today is not my day. It's not my day. Because I'm watching another female OG be disrespected. I'm watching another female OG be told she shouldn't say certain things on her own platform. They did it to brown skinned lady. Brown skinned lady finally said, fuck this shit. I'm not going to go live. Fuck them. And that's what I heard last night. See, we can only take but so much. And we don't need those words to be ignored. People can have their own reactions. They can do what they want to do. It's their life. It's their choice. It's their decision. But I have already been warned twice. One, someone coming on the link, and two, someone from behind the scenes. Check that out. And it wasn't no man, neither. These were other women. They know I'm part of the LGBT community, but they wasn't concerned about that. They were concerned about my feelings. That's what they were concerned about. They ain't got to be concerned no more. I'm just going to say what I got to say. Regardless of anybody like it or not. I don't give a fuck. What's going to be the excuse now? Huh? Shout out to the chat. I want to thank everyone for coming in. Y'all have a good, awesome day. Think about what I said. Listen, people of their eyes. Some of us forgot who we were. Some of us got caught up. It's no excuse anymore, right? I'm watching it. day by day. And it's not pleasing. And I'm not going to listen to any more talk to the. They want to make fun of me. They want to do this and that. I just take away my support. And I invite everyone else to do the same. It's going to take some of you some time. You've been sitting there for over a year. I don't give a fuck. Because when you see something, you should say something. Especially when you know the truth. But we got a lot of people in the sector say, you didn't see it. You didn't see them throw a rock. And you saw them. And they're still throwing rocks. All right, peace.